Bonjour, Monsieur Trudeau.
Early in the day, Justin Trudeau's takeaway from Donald Trump's big day, no tariffs, at least for now. The Prime Minister's meeting with his cabinet at a secluded resort in Quebec.
On Trump, sir, perhaps?
Preparing for what Trump may or may not do next.
We have to be ready. We have to be prepared, and that's exactly what our government is doing.
Trump's tariff threat loomed over his swearing in.
We will tariff and tax foreign countries to enrich our citizens.
He ordered an investigation into what he sees as unfair foreign trade, giving Canada no heads up. But by late in the evening came the breaking news, Trump giving Canada a better idea of his plan.
We're thinking in terms of 25% on Mexico and Canada because they're allowing vast numbers of people. Canada's a very bad abuser also. Vast numbers of people to come in and fentanyl to come in.
When do you think you would enact those?
I think February 1st.
None of this should be surprising. The one thing we've learned is that President Trump at moments can be unpredictable.
Ministers say they're still sticking to their plan, trying to prevent tariffs and preparing to respond if Trump doesn't back down.
We need to continue to fight for our interests, to defend jobs across the country, and we're calling every single political leader across the board, across the country, to stand united.
The federal government previously came up with a plan to potentially fire back with $37 billion worth of tariffs on American goods, and that could escalate, but it's unclear exactly how Canada will officially respond. Ashley Burke, CBC News, Montebello, Quebec.
All right, so now let's bring in Katie Simpson. So, Katie, this news late tonight from President Trump certainly seems to be upending a lot.
It completely changes the arc, the narrative for the Canadians today. I just got off the phone with a senior Canadian government source, and what was expressed to me is that they view this is how Trump operates. While they were not specifically expecting this tonight, they thought that it was going to be a good day for Canada, that there wasn't any specific language around tariffs directly on Canada in this moment. But to this late breaking news, they're not necessarily surprised because they expressed to me that from the Canadian government's perspective, they were prepared for anything today because Donald Trump is so unpredictable. One other point that was made to me was that while the Canadian government obviously takes anything Donald Trump says extremely seriously, some of the couching in that language gave them a little bit of optimism. They're not necessarily taking it to the bank like this is for certain, but they know Trump is unpredictable. They've dealt with this before. And so really it completely shifted the narrative. A number of Canadian officials who were at today's events here at the embassy are now flying back to Canada. They plan to attend the cabinet retreat. And this news broke as many of them were heading to the airport and sort of shifted the mood and the tone of today.
Oh, certainly, because the events here at the embassy were events where they were speaking with Americans and they were making grounds again today on that relationship. It's interesting that President Trump made that comment as he was signing a series of executive orders. We saw some as well, including pardoning some of those who stormed the Capitol right behind us there on January 6th.
Yeah, and so our understanding from that signing ceremony where Donald Trump was speaking with reporters, it is his impression, his intention to get those prisoners out of jail as quickly as possible, tonight possibly, and that some of the reporting from American outlets is that buses have been chartered to pick those prisoners up and take them away. There are also a range of very serious sweeping changes that Donald Trump is going to be enacting, signing those executive orders related to everything from withdrawing the United States from the World Health Organization, changes in emergency posture at the southern border, things of that nature. But again, the thing that Canadians are really going to be going back to and really looking to is the executive order or the memorandum that was also signed today on trade. So essentially, officials in Trump's government are going to be sent to study trade practices, looking for things that are unfair when it comes to the Canada-US-Mexico trading relationship, looking at that deal that Trump negotiated during his last term, looking to find ways to benefit the American voter and American worker, and looking at unfair trading practices. All of those officials have until April 1st to get back to the president with their list of recommendations and look for changes. That was a date that Canadians also noticed. All these studies are going to be going on looking into these things due for April 1st, but the threat of tariffs is February 1st. So they don't align just yet, but again, everyone is just seeking more information and more clarity.
Katie Simpson, keep making those calls. Thanks very much. It's Katie Simpson with us here in Washington.